Who are the top 5 wide receivers in the 2022 NFL draft class? Who are their pro comparisons, and what would they look like in a New York Jets offense led by second-year quarterback Zach Wilson? Let's get right into it. Starting honorable mention number 6, that is Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State. 6'1", 190 pounds, a 4.4 40-yard dash, and a nasty release off the line of scrimmage. If you're going to press man cover Chris Olave, you better jam him, because if you miss him, he is gone. A silky smooth route runner. High production all 4 years at Ohio State. Became a reliable target for all the quarterbacks that he played with. The pro comp to me is Brandon Cooks. Maybe not a prototypical number 1 wide receiver, but could give you wide receiver 1 production in the right system with the right offense. And if the Jets were to take him, maybe trade down into the teens or to 20, or come back up into the first round, you could pair him on the outside with Corey Davis being more of your possession, third down, red zone receiver, and Chris Olave giving you a home run threat. Only reason Olave isn't ranked higher is that the top 5 guys ahead of him definitely play stronger. Olave could add some mass to his frame, and he also struggled at the contested catch point. Olave only hauled in 40% of contested balls last season. That's something he'll have to improve at the next level. No shade though, still definitely a first round pick. He's number 6. Number 5 is wide receiver Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. 5'11", 183 pounds, 4.43 40-yard dash. And wow, what a dynamic playmaker. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he's almost like a kick returner. Really sure-handed, doesn't drop any balls, and even though he's smaller than Chris Olave, I think he plays a little bit more physical at the top of the route and has better yards after catch ability. The pro comp for me is Elijah Moore. So what would he look like with the Jets? We already saw that a little bit when Elijah Moore caught fire, that 4 or 5 game stretch where he was tearing it up. Those are some of the similar things that Jahan Dotson could do. Only reason he isn't ranked higher than 5 is just like Elijah Moore. We don't know if he could play outside receiver consistently at 5'11", 180, but still Dotson is a guy who can get you 1,000 yards and be a dangerous playmaker from the slot. Number 4, Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas, 6'2", 225 pounds, a 4.55 40-yard dash, and his special ability is the yards after catch. I know there's only one Debo. Debo's a unicorn, but Treylon Burks looks like he can do some Debo Samuel-like things. At 6'2", 225, he's built like a running back. He's hard to bring down. He played faster than the 4.55 40 on tape. In a Jets offense, would allow for some flexibility, some creativity in ways that we can get him the ball. You can line him up as that H-back position that we used to do with Quincy and Nunwa. You can get him the ball on sweeps and drags and reverses and let him use his yards after catch ability. Only reason that he isn't higher is I don't care about the 4.55 40, but overall at the combine, the raw athletic score was really, really low. And that does matter a little bit. That does translate to the next level. He's also not a polished route runner. He's not going to be a receiver you ask to run the entire route tree. But take him and let your offensive coordinator figure out a way to get him the ball and let him make plays. I think he's definitely still in play at number 10 for the Jets. Moving into the top 3. Number 3 is Drake London, wide receiver, USC, 6'4", 218 pounds, did not run the 40, still recovering from an injury, but Daniel Jeremiah projected that he would run similar to what Treylon ran in the low 4.5s, which is plenty fast enough for a guy of that size. He's got the 50-50 balls, the red zone, catch radius, back shoulder. Jets haven't had a big-bodied wide receiver like this since probably Brandon Marshall back in 2015. Would definitely give them an added dimension in the red zone and be a security blanket for Zach Wilson. Just be able to chuck the ball up and have Drake London go up and get it. Pro comp to me is AJ Green, 6'4" on a wiry frame, good route runner for his size. USC played him in the slot. At times, he separates better than you think. Only problem with Drake London that was not a problem with AJ Green is Drake London actually had some drop issues. He made some spectacular catches, but he also had the highest drop rate of any wide receiver on this list. That's something he'll have to clean up at the next level. But for right now, his measurables and his route running have him as the third receiver in this class. Moving into the top two. Number 2, Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Alabama, 6'2", 190 pounds. Obviously did not participate at the combine as he is recovering from an ACL tear, but would have ran in the low 4.3s, could have possibly been the fastest wide receiver in this draft class. And to me, the pro comp is think Deshaun Jackson, but 4 inches taller, right? Ever since Deshaun Jackson broke onto the scene about a decade ago, every single fast wide receiver has been projected to be the next Deshaun Jackson. And a lot of them just don't hit, but I think Jamison will, because this isn't just track speed. He plays fast on tape. He's fast with the ball in his hands. He tracks the ball in the air very well. I think he does that better than anybody in this class. And man, I think he would give the Jets a deep threat, the likes of which they have never had. I mean, we had it a little bit with Robbie Anderson recently and, Santana Moss before him. I'm not going to say he's going to be the best wide receiver in Jets history if they take him, but I do think he would be the best home run threat that the New York Jets have ever had at the position. Only reason he isn't number 1, it's not even the ACL. He's ahead of schedule. He should be ready for week 1. I just think the dude ahead of him is that special, and that is wide receiver Garrett Wilson. He's the number 1 guy for me. Ohio State, 5'11", 195, 40-yard dash just under 4.4. And the reason why he's number 1 is because he can do similar things to all the guys on this list. I think he's the most complete player. He has the route running ability of his teammate Chris Olave. He has the dynamic playmaking and yards after catch ability as Jahan Dotson and Treylon Burks. He's almost as fast as Jamison Williams, and even though he's 5'11", he can moss people just like Drake London because he has a cartoonish vertical. It's ridiculous. The pro comp, to me, is a little bit of a throwback. That is Steve Smith Sr. from back in his heyday with the Carolina Panthers, a guy who plays well above his size because of his athleticism, and he's like a running back after the catch, plays a little mean streak, has a little nastiness to him. Garrett Wilson, I think, would end up being the New York Jets' leading receiver in franchise history if we are to take him at number 10. Those are the top 5 plus a bonus receiver ranked for the 2022 NFL Draft. Which one are you hoping the New York Jets select? Drop that name below. Thank you for watching, and let's go Jets.